Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this wonderful Easter Eve from yours truly, Jackson Johnson, Willie D, and Only Talk Sports simulcast on each of these channels as we go over the post game of the 2026 Final Four of the Yukon Huskies, the Illinois Fighting Illini, the Michigan Wolverines, and the Arizona Wildcats, plus a breakdown of the national championship. Could we see the Yukon Huskies become that next dynasty in men's basketball, or not just basketball, but all of sports as a whole? Or does the Big Ten get their first national title since 2000 in college basketball? And let me tell you something, folks, you're going to be in for a wild ride at a good time for a long time, all right here with all of us. How you gentlemen doing tonight?
Doing a lot better than the Final Four itself. I mean, it was a lot of not so great games from both the women's side and the men's side. So definitely excited to do the show with you guys, and kind of shocked the games went like they did, how they did. You know, it's not as competitive as I thought they were going to be.
Well, I will say though, I think the Easter Beagle is going to be a great showing on Sunday for sure.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the best moment was this Gino and Don Staley dust up.
Yeah.
That was the best moment. Although the UCLA Texas game was pretty good at the end when Texas came back.
I mean, there was literally no offense in that game from what I've heard. I didn't watch the game, but I mean, I saw a very low score. It was at one point it was like in the fourth, and I think Texas was still in the 20s. Like that's crazy. I don't know how that's possible, but I mean, either really good defense or just bad offense. I'm guessing a lot of bad offense.
Oh, for sure. But why don't we go ahead and go to the games for the men's side as we look over the Yukon Huskies and the Illinois Fighting Illini in an amazing 71-62 victory.
Now, UConn mostly controlled the game, although Illinois made a run at the end to come back.
I will say,
at least it was somewhat competitive, I guess.
Well, it was bare, but let's go ahead and take a look at a little somebody that's a Ghostbuster, shall we? Or also known as Garfield in 2004. You got old Bill Murray. This is going to be the last few times we see him at UConn basketball games. And, you know, the guy asking in tonight's post, is it Bill Murray, a Chicago guy? Yes, he is a Chicago guy, but, you know, for those who don't know, his son, Luke Murray, is an assistant coach at UConn and will be the head coach of Boston College men's basketball next year. And he's got a little new look going, like that little mustache. Like he's looking like he's going for that Scotland look. Is it a new movie he's got coming out? I think he's got some NIL money stashed away somewhere in a treasure chest for Boston College.
I saw a tweet in 2005 when Bill Murray was cheering on Illinois when they were making their run. And then John Shire was there as a recruit for that Illinois was trying to get. So it was funny seeing them both there.
What's funny to me with posts like that, though, is that is the person actually like unaware, or are they joking? A lot of times I feel like they are aware and they're just joking. I think, but you know, because a lot of times that's how you get engagement is people post something
rage
with like yeah, and then oh my gosh, how do you not know that? Like, okay, I mean, if he didn't know, he didn't know, but I would assume he does know. If you watch college basketball, I'm sure you know about Luke Murray. You know, I'm guessing, but
Ray.
Here we go. We've got another familiar face.
Rip Hamilton was there too.
Yeah.
Now that is a UConn legend right there. I mean, everybody is thinking of him as an NBA legend, a Celtic legend, a Supersonic legend. I mean, I'm familiar with him as Celtic. Yeah, I mean, game winner for the Heat for the 2013 NBA Finals.
This post cracked me up on that.
Oh, let's see it.
He won the Big East tournament in 1996, I believe, right? Ray Allen did.
Yup.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. So, yeah, a lot of funny posts going on.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, we're seeing it all. Ray Allen, Bill Murray, All these legendary guys. Oh man, what's missing is we don't see Jim Calhoun, but that's okay. We'll be able to see him at some point.
Yeah, look at this that happened in the Illinois game. If you missed it, Jackson, look at this shot.
Oh, here we go.
All right. So they said, I mean, serious, this is unforeseen levels of witchcraft. It said Dan Hurley.
Well, if it stays there, it's got to be a jump.
Boom, boom.
And it nearly was a sitter.
Oh yeah, I remember.
How did that not go in? Like that is a tough break for Illinois.
I would be upset if that were me.
Like, how did that shot not go in? It was literally in. I mean, so yeah, it's pretty.
That was like something you see in a cartoon. I swear. Where it's like boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, it's like someone remote controlling the ball, man, or like magnets in the rim. Everybody always joking about that stuff. It's funny. I mean, yeah, all I know is like the Illinois game. A lot of people are mad. There was also this tweet as well. This one is hilarious. They said that this was borderline assault. This was not a steal. I'm sure Will saw this one. You got this play here. Like how is that not a foul?
Like bro just like yanked it out.
Watch that again. Like come on.
Oh man.
I mean, like that's what I'm saying. The like referees, bro. I'm just saying. All I know is that they sometimes I think they're blind. I don't think they're actually watching the game, dude. Because I mean it's crazy. I mean that's an unreal amount of content.
That guy was like yanking it like he was just going, "Give me the money, give me the money."
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know, man. I mean, I can't speak much for like the refereeing in the UConn Illinois game. I saw that couple posts about the game, but yeah, I mean, I picked UConn because of Dan Hurley. That's it. I mean, it's Dan Hurley. I thought Illinois had a shot, but I just couldn't pick them.
Oh, here we go.
Austin, what were your thoughts about the first Final Four game?
Well, I picked Illinois. I thought, you know what? I was like, UConn, they're flirting with disaster a little bit here. They should have lost the Duke game. As much as I'm happy that Duke got beat, they should have lost that game. Furman, they were kind of messing around with Furman in the first round. I thought to myself, I'm like, Illinois has been playing really good. The defense is ramping it up, and they're playing some really, really good basketball. And UConn, to a T, beat Illinois at their own game. And I got to give Dan Hurley credit. Dude wins in March, and that's what counts. And they just made more shots than Illinois did as well. Caravan, Mullins really came to their own, especially Mullins. He's coming to his own these last two games.
Mullins iced the game there with that 3 late.
As I've said to people today, everybody from Indiana does well except Indiana. I mean, if you're from Indiana, you're guaranteed to do good as long as you're not at Indiana. You're fine. Dusty May, Braylon Mullins, good job.
You saw Harrelson hit the portal, Jeffrey.
Yeah, Burton. Yeah, and
Burton. How the heck is Micah Shrewsbury not fired? That's the only saving grace was keeping those guys around. I would be
fine with Indiana taking your backcourt, though.
I'm just worried Burton gets hurt a lot, though. That's the one thing. Burton has to stay healthy.
Getting players that are hurt because like half of Indiana's roster was hurt last year. So.
If Burton can stay healthy, I think he can be an NBA player. But
yeah. Well, Harrelson would be huge because I thought he was going to commit to Indiana anyway. Sisley. I thought Sisley and Harrelson were both going to go, but it is what it is. I mean, if he doesn't go to Indiana, then Indiana fans are going to want DeVries gone tomorrow. Like they want Harrelson badly. So we'll see. But it's tough for Shrewsbury, man. He should probably be fired.
He's got enough vote of confidences for right now, but the burning question is about. Oh, what's up, Austin?
I was just going to say, Jackson, not to cut you off. I was just going to say this. Mullins, as long as he stays healthy, he's only going to get better too. That's the crazy part about it. Like these last 2 games, he's shown what he can do, but he's only a freshman. If he stays healthy and decides to stay 2 or 3 years in this UConn system, he's only going to get better. And Dan Hurley being the coach that he is, I think the sky's the ceiling for Braylon Mullins. I think he could be like that maybe like a Donovan Mitchell type cast, just a little smaller.
He's
could
been really
could kinda
good at
shoot
getting
threes, can
guys
play.
that are good enough to be in the NBA, but they don't go to the NBA right away. I mean, Caravan could have been in the NBA a couple years ago, possibly, but he's just like, second round. Oh, let's come back. So Mullins might do the exact same thing and just be there forever. It's like, oh, well, he could go pro, but he doesn't. I mean, he's had a few players like that now that. I mean, like you think about some of the earlier teams, Sonogo stuck around a very long time. Klingon came back again. Like they're not getting one and dones frequently. I'm not saying they haven't had any. They have had a couple, but a lot of their guys stay in a couple years or at least 2-3 seasons, and that helps a lot, man. It does. I mean, going that one and done route like Coach K did in the 2010s and Calipari's whole career is just it's proven to not really be the way. Especially now that we've gone with 4th and 5th and even 6th year seniors playing basketball. It just doesn't work as well as it used to. So Dan Hurley, obviously, he's got it down pat. He knows what he's doing.
And that's the cool thing too, because that's what. Oh, real fast, Jackson. I want to add to Jeffrey's point. I was just going to say that's what college basketball used to be built off 3 and 4 year player guys instead of these one and dones. So I'm glad that Dan Hurley and Tom Izzo are still able to do that. But go ahead, good buddy Jackson. Go ahead.
Well, there's a question I've been really thinking about since UConn won today, and I've been really thinking about this over the last week. Are we ready to say UConn is like forget them being a dynasty in men's basketball because they're already a dynasty in men's basketball. Are we seeing them as this big dynasty such as John Wooden and UCLA from the 60s and 70s?
I mean, if Dan Hurley wins this ye's get into that Saban level dominance. He's he's not there.
UCLA is not comparable because the tournament was short. I know you know this, but the tournament was shorter and it was a different era. I mean, they didn't have 64 teams. It was a smaller tournament.
Yeah.
UCLA was supporting the program at a level that other programs were not supporting at that time. There was an incredible amount of talent in California, tons of great players coming. He had some of the greatest players of all time, and he won again and again and again. Yeah, that's not comparable. I mean, I don't think how many did Wooden win? 10? I mean, that's ridiculous. I don't remember how many. It was ridiculous. A lot. I don't think that Dan Hurley is going to approach that number. So no, if you're comparing it completely statistically to that, no. But is he going to be able to get with other coaches? I mean, he's won 2, so 3 is already putting him up there with Bob Knight won 3. I mean, yeah. So Calipari is won 1, and everybody's like, oh, he's Mr. Hall of Fame, and Bill Self has won 2. So I mean, you're putting him in basically rare air, and in this modern era that it's way harder to do it than Wooden. Yeah, he's going to be thought of as he's one of the best coaches of all time if he can win another one. I mean, so yeah, definitely I agree with your point there.
I'll say this as far as the conversation goes, winning 2 is impressive as it is, and going back to back, he's already, to a lot of people, accomplished what many coaches have failed to do in the past of just going back to back. He's already got that on his resume.
Yeah, I mean, he's dragging Billy Donovan back. He's probably going to Carolina. So
if it's not Billy Donovan, then Carolina fans are going to start panicking.
Oh yeah. Oh man, 2017 Tennessee vibes.
Oh no,
Indiana every coaching search vibe.
But that's the thing, though, guys. Dan Hurley could win his 3rd national title in 4 years. Think about how hard that is to do, especially in this era, right? We were worried about the tournament being all chalk, and to a certain extent, you could make an argument and say this Final Four here was all chalk. It just wasn't all 1 seeds, right? And I've even heard some people say that these were the 4 best teams. And you can make an argument that, is Illinois better than Houston? Maybe, maybe not.
Is Illinois better than what Duke was at their best? No. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, Florida had a case for a lot of the season that they were one of the 4 best teams. I mean, I think that argument, the 4 best teams are the best. That's again, not everyone's playing the same schedule. Not everybody's playing the same teams, And I mean, like Arizona.
I think you replace Illinois with Duke. That's probably the 4 best teams.
Arizona all season long was either the best team or the second best team, and they just look like a high school rec team. I don't know, just garbage. So that's hard to say. I don't think we can definitively say, as it is in football, that those are the 4 best teams. Even football, sometimes it's kind of hard to say that those are the 4 best teams. I mean, Ohio State lost to Miami. I still think Ohio State was better than Miami last year, but they lost. So, whatever. But again, then basketball, like, I think that's even harder. I don't think Illinois is one of the 4 best teams in college basketball. I don't even think they were probably top 6. I don't know if top 7 is pushing it. I mean, they were a really good team, but they played Iowa in the Elite 8. I mean, that's not the hardest game out there. And yeah, Houston played bad in that game. They were horrible. So I'm not saying Illinois is not good, but 4 best teams, I don't think so.
Here's the thing. I do want to say this. It's not Illinois' fault that Iowa made it as far as they did. They didn't get to choose that. Like use this as an example. The year Notre Dame made the national championship in football, right? A lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's a fluke," right? Because they played a beat up Georgia team. Of course, they got there, like that kind of thing. I feel like Illinois is kind of getting a lot of that because they played Penn on their way here. They played Houston. They played Iowa. They beat who was in front of them. Kind of like
they played a lot
Notre
of
Dame.
the
They beat who was
teams.
in front of them.
The toughest team they beat was Houston, and Houston played horrible, which again I know is a credit to Illinois.
I mean, they're a good matchup. They matched up well against Houston.
Yeah, I mean, because like they beat VCU. No offense to VCU, but if Carolina was healthy, much better game. Doesn't happen. Penn was terrible. Iowa again being in the Elite 8. Was Iowa one of the 8? I mean, that's the thing. Iowa's in the Elite 8. Were they one of the 8 best teams in college basketball this year? Okay. I mean, if we're arguing for that, then something's wrong because they're not even. I didn't even think they were a top 20 team.
I mean,
not even close. They had one good player, and their complementary guys improved at the very right time enough to win some games. And Florida was horrible against Iowa. They were horrible.
Yeah.
I watched almost the entire game. They sucked in that game. Florida would have been a lot better of a matchup for Illinois than Iowa. But again, I'm just to answer your questions to say that hey, they're one of the 4 best teams or they're one of the 8 best teams. That's impossible to answer because I think the answer is no, but you can argue for it.
Yes, and you play who's in front of you. That's one of them things, right? You play who's in front of you. Illinois can only play who's in front of them. Kind of like the other 4 teams. Like a lot of people thought Michigan had like a softer road to get here. They were like, oh. They beat Alabama, who lost maybe one of their best players, and Bama was missing shots. How can we really tell? That's where I kind of am like, okay, you play who's in front of you. We can't help that this is the circumstances. And you got to be somewhat good to get here, right? I think we can all agree on that, right? You got to be somewhat good. Okay. I don't know if you would say elite, because like you just mentioned, Jeffrey, you said, is Illinois one of the elites? There's an argument for it, maybe.
I mean, I think they were borderline, but I think that there was a case for a lot of teams this year. I mean, we were talking all year how top heavy it was, that the 1, 2s, and even 3 seeds were all very good teams. I mean, Iowa State was a 2 seed, and for a lot of the year looked amazing. And they got Mac trucked by Tennessee. Yeah. So. I mean, again, that's kind of tough to say, like it was Iowa State a bum team? Were they just no good? I don't agree with that. I mean, they had the injury, obviously, to Jefferson. We all know that. But, like, the game before that, they blew out Kentucky. And I know you could say, well, Kentucky was way worse than Tennessee. By how much? I mean, for a lot of the year, Kentucky and Tennessee were on the same seed lines. Kentucky was literally only 1 seed worse than Tennessee. Iowa State just destroyed them and then got blown out by Tennessee. Basketball's weird, man.
That looks bad for Mark Pope, man. It looks bad for Mark Pope.
It does, but it's just...
You gotta be careful about betting on college basketball. It's the same as betting on horses. It's just something you shouldn't be doing on a daily basis.
Well, And here's the thing too, and I want to ask Will since he's here. Will, do you think VCU is one of the best mid majors? And the reason why I ask that is because you all
Yes.
beat Carolina in the tournament.
Yes.
But,
I mean, they
but
were
a lot
one
of
of the
people
best
put
mid majors, but that doesn't mean that they were a fantastic team. They were a good team, but
That's
I
why
don't
I'm
think
asking,
any of
to
the
your
mid
point,
majors were
Jeffrey.
fantastic.
I think Utah. I think
Because
Utah State or St. Louis were better. I would say we were probably the third best. To be honest.
Okay. Would you put Miami, Ohio in that conversation?
I think we're better than Miami of Ohio. Sorry,
Yeah.
Red Hawks, but
I wanted them to beat Tennessee.
The mid majors weren't super strong, honestly, this year. I mean, again, it was kind of part of it was due to the fact that the top was very heavy, which is why everyone's saying the Cinderellas are going to go away with NIL and all that, which didn't fully happen this year. But yeah, there wasn't a lot of. I mean, we had the High Point thing. Yeah, that was close. You know, if they had to beat Cal, that would have been big. But you know, it just not a lot of those type of teams winning this year like it's had years past.
Well, one thing's for sure, Alabama will definitely have the last laugh either way tomorrow with Auburn being in the NIT title game.
I don't really look at VCU either being like a complete. I mean, they're a mid-major. Don't get me wrong. I'm not arguing that they're, you know, the Big East type, but I'm just saying like there's a difference between High Point and VCU. There's a difference. There's a big difference.
High Point, to be honest, didn't invest. They invested like almost as much as VCU. And
that's fair. I'm just talking about like the perception of the program. Like VCU is
I agree.
You're on the San Diego State more level.
Yeah.
San Diego State more above VCU, but I'm just saying like when you're seeing of that category, you're like you're a perennial tournament team, or you're always there, you're always good. High Point's not that. You know, they're not. They haven't been to multiple tournaments the last few years. VCU's always there, like San Diego
Hoping
State.
that Martelli can build on this and put us ahead of San Diego State next year. We'll see.
Oh man, like I would love to see a San Diego State VCU game. Like, bring it to me. I mean that game would feed families. But I'll
talk about a slobber.
We should have freaking beat Utah State, man. Oh, that was rough. And New Mexico, we blew both of those games, but
oh man. Well, get this, man. This is the game we were talking about just now, ladies and gentlemen. Michigan, Arizona.
Man,
Arizona Wildcats, man. Like, they
did it again.
The earth. But at least they made a Final Four. I mean,
at least they made a Final Four, but
I mean, first time since 2001.
It's like Oregon winning the Big Ten and then getting blown out by Ohio State. It's the same thing. Unfortunately, and even the commentator said it, this is what everyone's going to remember. And it's a shame because this was a fantastic team. Arizona was really good. And even though I've talked about the free throw discrepancy, and they had a massive free throw discrepancy this tournament, which has helped them win a lot of games. It didn't help them today because they couldn't make shots. You have to make shots against great teams. Michigan's a great team. Michigan made shots. Arizona didn't.
Koa Pete's the only one that could make shots, I felt like.
Yeah.
And Jaden Bradley in foul trouble, too. That didn't help.
That was bad. That did not help them at all.
And that's the thing. I think that really changed the game, in my opinion. Like, because if he wasn't in that foul trouble, like, I know he wasn't making shots when he was not in foul trouble, but he just never had a chance to get his rhythm. And we've seen what he can do when he's in rhythm.
I mean, Hudo was just outplaying him. Like, that was the best I've seen Elliot Hudo play. Like,
he was 5 of 17 from the field.
Yeah, his passing. It was his passing, Jeffrey.
Absolutely. I'm just saying, I think it's amazingly funny that he had a great game despite shooting 5 of 17 from the field. It shows that scoring isn't always the biggest deal, especially for a point guard. It's what you do with the rest of your game. He passed well, like you said, and the dudes made the shots. He passed it to them, and they made the shots. It's literally like, oh, yeah, that dude just whipped the pass over to Mara. He's at the high elbow. He shoots it. It goes in. And it's like, there you go. That's the game. Michigan's making shots.
We got Ralph Wolf in the chat.
Basketball is a pretty simple game. If you're making shots, you're going to win.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing, too. I knew it was over when Lindenborg hit those 2 threes on his ankle and his knee. I was like, okay, I can see what kind of night we're gonna have, because Arizona they were hanging for a while, and then when he hit those, and then Michigan just kept on bullying and kept hitting more shots after more shots. I was like, okay,
Arizona
it's gonna
didn't
be
come
one of
out the
them nights
second
for
half
Michigan.
very well either. You know, they were down 16 at half, and then 3 or 4 minutes into the second half, they were down by 19. They didn't do anything right out of half. If you're down big at half,
Michigan beat them at their
you
own
got to
game.
go on a quick 7-0 run to like cut it to 9.
I
Get
mean,
back
also it was a bad end to half for Michigan. I mean, for Arizona, it was a bad end to half and a bad beginning of the second half.
Well, and that's the thing too, is Michigan beat Arizona at their own game, because we saw it in the Purdue game, right? Purdue's up, and a lot of people were talking, saying, "Hey, Purdue's not that. They're hanging in there." And Purdue was like, I think they were not. I think Purdue was like a 10-point underdog or something. They were a double-digit dog for a while, and then Arizona came out and was like 15-3 run, something like that, to begin the half. Michigan did the reverse here, even though they were already ahead. They were like, "Okay, let's put you down while we can." And not do what Duke did. Because last year, remember, everyone thought Duke had it in the bag, and then Houston just slowly kept coming back.
That's what I
And
was
they eventually
hoping for
got it.
as someone that picked Arizona, but
I was hoping Arizona would come back too, just so the game would be good. But what was frustrating to me was just like Arizona couldn't do anything, and then they were just going to the foul line like a bunch. I'm like, okay, I mean that's not going to help them win the game. Arizona, to me, they got exposed hard in this game. That they were not the type of shot making team that Michigan was, at least tonight. I'm not saying all year, because I did see Arizona play well a lot this season, but like in the tournament, they had a plus 64 free throw differential. They even had a plus 12 free throw differential in this game. It didn't matter because, again, they didn't make shots. Now, Michigan could go out in the next game. I know we're going to talk about it and miss everything. That's basketball for you. But Arizona could not make shots for whatever reason. And they had some good looks. I mean, Michigan played good D and all, but I thought there were times where Arizona played solid enough defense, but Michigan was hitting really good shots. Like they were hitting tough shots too. Arizona, for whatever reason, just it did not carry over the way that they played down the stretch in the Big 12, like the Big 12 tournament and earlier in this tournament. It did not happen in this game. They were missing shots. They were turning the ball over. They had like 14 turnovers the last I checked, like late in the second half. I don't know how many they ended up with, but they had almost like they only had like 5 assists in the entire game up to like late in the second. I don't know what they ended up with, but that's a minus like 9 differential between turnovers and
exactly 5 assists.
That is horrible
for Arizona to end the game.
I feel like part of it is because we all forget that these are still college kids. They're around all of our ages, right? They're still young adults learning, and I feel like they came out nervous, like was said in the chat. I feel like
Illinois and Arizona both came out nervous for sure, Austin. I agree.
Because they did. They kind of look like deer in headlights. Because I'm like I understand. In like the first 5 minutes, like it's typically a feeling out process. Like a lot of teams are like, okay, we're missing shots, and coaches are like, okay, guys, calm down. Like, but like you look at UConn, you can tell that they were the more experienced team because they were playing like, oh yeah, we know what we're doing. We've been here before. We thrive in this. And Michigan, you could tell that they had guys that are like, oh, this is our environment. Dusty May had been here before, not with Michigan, but with FAU, and he could have easily won at FAU if the game-winning shot didn't go down. So he probably had his guys more prepared, whereas Tommy Lloyd and Brad Underwood being newcomers to this, even though they're experienced and great coaches, you just don't know what that big game environment like that is. This is what they always say, what you work for. So when you finally get here, you're like, you try to enjoy it, but then you realize we still got 2 games to win what we ultimately came here to get. And UConn and Michigan kept their eye on the prize, in Illinois and Arizona kind of looked shell-shocked from the beginning.
It's still unreal to me that Florida Atlantic San Diego State was a Final Four game.
And it was a great game.
And it was an amazing game. That is what people are going to miss if the current trends continue, where the teams at the top are just too good. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there was more of that this season. I mean, the teams at the top were very strong. And for a lot of the season, they were unbeatable. I mean, Arizona was undefeated for a long time. I mean, you even had Nebraska and Vandy were undefeated for a long time. I mean, those teams were strong at the top. But I do agree with Austin's point. I mean, what's interesting to me is like the games were in Indianapolis, and Illinois didn't help them, but it helped Michigan. Arizona, yeah, you having to go all the way to there, but that shouldn't matter, man. I mean, yeah, and that's another thing. You know, you're gonna make it even harder and win it all now. It's kind of dumb. Money, whatever. You know, that's the only reason they're expanding that thing, because you're just gonna let it. They're not gonna let the mid majors in. They're gonna let more crappy. Indiana still probably miss, but 17 and 16 teams like Indiana in the tournament. It's like, what are we doing here? Why are we doing that? They don't need to be.
Notre Dame will still miss next year, man, with the transfers.
I just don't agree with it. I don't agree with the expansion at all. But the location thing, I don't see how that should have affected Arizona poorly. But I'm trying to find a reason in my head for why they played so poor.
I mean, some nights it's just not your night. That's one of the things about it, though. I mean, that could just be it. I mean, here's the thing. Should we look at this game and say, oh, Arizona stunk? And yeah, but are they a bad team? No. They're one of the 10 best teams still. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, when the end of season poll comes out, Arizona will still be in the top 10. I don't think it's going to be one of them where they drop out, or they're still a really great team. And I know Arizona fans, if we've got any, I know they're heartbroken right now. But you made it to a Final Four, and Tommy Lloyd got a new contract, so you don't have to worry about him going to Carolina. And
he ain't going anywhere.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but is most of Arizona's team going to be back next year, except for Bradley and a couple other guys?
We'll see who's going to the draft and who's not, Austin.
I can tell you this, and I talked about this with Mountaineer Paul in Longdale, West Virginia today. I believe, with the future of the Big 12 going on, where it's like we don't know how long we're seeing Kelvin Sampson at Houston beyond 2026, 2027. And same with Bill Self. Because, I mean, like, when you have a coach that has to make an announcement that he's returning next season's going to be his last year. And that's what I feel the case is with Bill Self, honestly, for 2026, 2027, because of his heart health. And, like that whole coach's search, we don't know who's going to be the next.
Also, a lot of pressure because since Kansas is not the last couple of years been playing as well, winning at the top level, the fans they haven't been very kind toward Bill Self. So, it might be kind of time to hang it up. I mean, whether like how hopefully he's doing okay health-wise. I hate for that to be the reason he has to leave, but I mean I think there are other reasons here. Like Kansas I mean, they're brutal. Like, all I know is I hear all the time how bad Carolina fans are, and I hear how bad Indiana fans are all the time. Oh, whatever. Kentucky fans, sorry to real.
Kentucky's the worst, and I think Indiana's a close second. Indiana close second.
You think Indiana's worse than Kansas? I don't know. Kansas is brutal. The only reason they have been brutal is because they've been winning. So yeah, you got to think about that. Mm-hmm. Kansas is starting to slip a little bit, and their players were getting death threats a lot, and they were talking about it. Hunter Dickinson's even come out and said like that was the most miserable time I had my last year when we underperformed. He said it was terrible. So again, I know Renew said what he said about Indiana fans, and I know Indiana fans they're rough, but in their defense, they've been bad for a long time. Kansas hasn't even been bad, and they're already whining. Imagine if they get really bad. So I would say Kansas is, maybe that's biased, but I would say Kansas is worse than Indiana. I think they are.
It's worse. Like Alabama football. Not to cut you off, Jeffrey. It's like Alabama football. Like when Bama loses in football, you and poor Jackson try to be the reasonable ones, and everyone else is like, Kalen DeBoer needs to go. He went 9-3 and almost missed the playoffs. What are we doing? I kind of compare Kansas basketball to Alabama football. There's a standard there, and I'm sure there's some reasonable Kansas fans out there, or like Notre Dame fans.
Yeah,
Notre Dame fans can be rough. Not in basketball; they're just happy to be there. But like football, like Will's reasonable. But I'm sure, like when you talk to a Notre Dame fan, they expect to go undefeated and win a national title.
What's so messed up about it, though, like people talk bad about Indiana fans, and I've read online, especially on like Twitter and stuff, which that's really, you're not going to learn much there of value.
No.
But I mean, the thing is that I've read from a lot of people, Indiana fans are the reason Indiana has lost the last 25 years. That is total crap. Bob Knight did not get fired because of the fans. Bob Knight got fired because of actions that pushed the line to the point where they had to let him go. And then Kelvin Sampson got fired by the NCAA over phone calls and other stuff. And they let him go and banned him from coaching for 5 years.
Yeah.
That's not Indiana fans' fault. And Indiana fans today are like, man, I wish we still had Kelvin Sampson. And I don't blame them for thinking that. Is it Indiana fans' fault they didn't get Dusty? No.
You know what I wish Indiana did?
Another year.
Yeah.
There's a lot of problems with Indiana, but it's not the fans. The fans say stuff they shouldn't. Every fan base has that. But I know a lot of Indiana fans, they just want to win. They just want to make tournament. They're not asking for Banner 6. They just want to win. They can't even make the tournament, guys. Kansas is a 4 seed, and they're trashing their best players, which I understand trashing Peterson because he wasn't playing. But some of their other guys getting death threats and stuff, and Hunter Dickinson got trashed. Kansas isn't even bad.
Mhm.
They're not even bad. If they ever got to Indiana's level, I think they'd lose it. They would. I mean, Kentucky fans right now are losing it. I'm honestly surprised it isn't worse than it is.
It's only because it's the Scott Frost thing. It's because it's one of their own. That's the only.
Yeah,
reason.
but I mean, that can only last for so long. If you don't mind, Jackson, can you pull up Caden's comments because I know he's gonna.
Yeah, we got a $5 super chat from Cade the Days where he says UConn play good basketball and I have them winning the entire thing. Oh, you're looking over my bracket? Okay. And roll Buckeyes, roll, and Michigan sucks. Okay, but we appreciate the $5 super chat. And we got another $2 super chat from Cade the Days where he goes, roll Buckeyes, roll, and torch the tide. Okay. And a $2 super chat where he's just like, scooting his butt across the floor on Will, but he's calling Austin an asshole. But we appreciate
that's old news on the Will.
We know.
That is like old. That's like ancient 19th century news.
Hey, Caden, bet with me. Bet with me, man.
Like, dude, I would not. You do not want to do that because if you somehow lose, like Caden loses like 800 bets all the time, even if he doesn't actually bet, just verbally. Oh, well, Alabama's going to lose to Georgia and Athens. Oh, Indiana's not going to beat Ohio State. Indiana's not going to win a title. Ohio State's going to win the tournament this year. Ohio State's going to go all the way to the Final Four at least.
No, yeah.
I would not. I mean, picking UConn because Caden does, I don't think I'd do that. I'd pick UConn for other reasons, starting with Dan Hurley, but not because Caden picked him. His track record is not that. But I will say, if you bet with him, though, you'll somehow lose, and then he'll be able to hold that against you for the rest of your life that you lost the bet to him. I'm just warning you on that.
Oh, I know.
It will never be forgotten, and it's like, come on, man.
Oh, I know.
Hey, Kay, you're just making it better for us, ragging on us. So keep it coming. Come on. You're just making our name. We're already winning, pal. Me, Jackson, Jeffrey, and Will. Keep it coming. Bring it on. We're already winning here.
But
is UConn a basketball blue blood? Yes.
Yeah.
I thought they already were.
The last 30 years, they've won 6 national titles. I mean, they are a blue blood. And those other ones are blue bloods as well. Yes, Indiana basketball sucks, but if Nebraska football is a blue blood still, then Indiana basketball is a blue blood still. Because those other programs below Indiana haven't done what Indiana's done. So I'm just referencing that.
So if not to get this off the rails, Jackson, if I can interject something real fast, please. If Jeffrey's going to proclaim Indiana as a blue blood, can I make a case for Louisville? Because we're about equal to Indiana.
Indiana is a blue blood.
I'm surprised. Here's my thing.
I mean, Louisville does have the same amount of championships as Indiana, but I don't know, man. Like the 90s for Louisville were rough.
One thing also.
They won 2 in the 80s and 2013.
Indiana's got 5.
Oh, well, 3. Yeah,
I know that.
Indiana's got 5. That's the only thing helping Indiana.
Yeah.
I mean, they have more natties than Kansas. So it's like, okay.
Here's
Jarrell says you can't gain or lose blue blood status. Well, I mean, that helps Indiana. But, I mean, to me, UConn has I will say besides the history, because I know everybody's going to point out, well, all these other programs like UCLA, Kansas, Duke, Indiana, Kentucky, UNC have won in the past. So they're historically relevant. They've done all this stuff. UConn did it recently. I get that argument. But if you take that argument out, there's one other reason why UConn, to me, you can argue is not a blue blood like those other programs. Those other programs, especially, kind of throw out UCLA, but the other ones, Indiana, Kansas, Duke, Kentucky, UNC, they're big brands. They have big followings, and their fans are everywhere. UConn is very centered in that area of the country. They don't have fans everywhere, and their social media following, which I know that's a really, really stupid reason to say, but their social media following, Kansas, Duke, Indiana, Kentucky, UNC have millions of followers online. UConn does not. They're a much more niche-centric fan base and program.
Mhm.
So using that argument, no, because they're not as big of a brand nationally as those other programs are. Indiana's been bad forever, and they still can't lose that big brand status. They can't. It's just there. But if you're going off just winning and success, yes, they're a blue blood because they've matched these other programs in wins and success. Not wins, I don't think, historic, but the natties and the Final Fours and all this stuff. But they are not as nationally relevant of a program when it comes to at least fan base and like reach. I don't know if that makes sense, but it is a factor, I think.
I mean, here's the thing too, real fast, Jackson. If we're using that argument, if Darrell says you can't gain or lose blue blood status, was Indiana ever a blue blood to begin with?
Yes.
That's my. Okay.
They were more of a blue blood then than now. So that the argument of can't lose status, Indiana was a. If you asked this question in 1990, Indiana was like the top.
Mm-hmm.
They've fallen in the last 35 years. So Indiana's argument of being a blue blood would be helped by that question if you can't lose status, because Indiana was more of a blue blood then. The reason people say they're not now is because they haven't done anything in 20 years, 25 years, 35 years. But
I just want to say, if we're getting tournament expansion, here's what I want in return for that. More non-conference games in February like we got with Michigan Duke, but I also want there to be non-conference rivalries in February like Louisville, Kentucky. But while we're at it, bring back Louisville, Cincinnati, Louisville, Kentucky. Not Louisville, Louisville, Memphis, excuse me. Syracuse, Georgetown, Syracuse, St. John's.
Dude, I respect the grind, but that is not going to happen.
Well, I'm never going to quit. I will never quit.
I respect it. I mean, I'm with you, man. I mean, I will advocate for that just as much.
Louisville, Cincinnati is back.
Huh?
That's the cool thing. Louisville, Cincinnati is back. We're going to play Cincinnati the next 2 years, I think it is. So
I want it back on an annual basis. I don't want to sell my ass for 2 years. I want it to be on an annual basis. That's what I want. And I also want Indiana, Notre Dame, Purdue, Butler play one another every year.
Dude, I missed the Crossroads Classic. Like
now, Notre Dame basketball always found ways to lose to Indiana.
Oh yeah, if Indiana had got that win over Notre Dame in the non-conference, oh man, that might have been enough. That might have been enough.
The 70s, I don't think Notre Dame's beat Indiana in basketball since the 70s.
Oh yeah,
maybe
Georgetown,
Maryland.
Maryland.
In the 80s, but I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Georgetown, Maryland. They're doing that next season too. Georgetown beat Maryland this season.
So,
toilet bowl, trash teams.
If we're putting bucket lists together, I kind of want to see a Notre Dame Kentucky series return.
Yeah, that'd be
kind of cool. And I'd like to see Alabama, Georgia Tech. I think that'd be
100%. Yes, Ralph. 100%. I'm glad that Cincinnati.
It would be fun to have like a Crossroads Classic, Ohio State, Xavier, Cincinnati, and Dayton. I wish they all played every year.
They should just have the Crossroads Classic back in Indiana, man.
I want there to be a
I guess it wasn't.
We freaking beat you the last 2 times we played you in basketball. Notre Dame beat Kentucky the last 2 times.
I want a Crossroads Classics in every state of the United States of America.
That game hurt Cal, man.
Another good one is I just thought of this on the fly. What about an Alabama? Let's see here. Ooh, here's a good one. Let's have an Alabama Texas Tech series. That sounds like a good series.
Fun. Well, I mean, we did pretty good against them the last time we played, so I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah. But yeah, it's that would be pretty cool. And
Kentucky's a much better program to reel than like 99.9% of programs. And you could argue that they're number one, but the other Blue Bloods also have an argument too. Notre Dame is not even Notre Dame in basketball is not even top 20. Like,
are they even top 50?
yes.
Yes.
Top 50. I mean, dude, top 50 is barely all the Power 4 now. So yeah, Notre Dame's definitely top 50. I don't think they're top 20 though. Because I mean, you think about it, like you've already got if you have 7 Blue Bloods, if you count, you got Kentucky, Kansas, Carolina, Duke, UCLA, Indiana, UConn, that's 7. Then you got all your prolifery ones like your Villanovas and your Louisvilles and your Michigan State. That's already 10. That's already number 10. Notre Dame's not even close to that.
Notre Dame's Wake Forest, all right?
Wilmington,
Wake
Durrell?
Forest,
Oh, yeah.
not UNC Wilmington. Wake Forest.
Real.
Oh, yeah.
You realize it wasn't that long ago Notre Dame and Kentucky played in a Sweet
Bro,
16 game.
Oh my
right?
gosh, that was a painful loss. Elite Eight. It was Elite Eight.
Real.
I miss
You
when Notre
realize you
Dame
were
basketball was fun to
Oh, that
watch.
was-
I mean, they were fun to watch.
That was a foul on Carl Anthony Towns that they didn't call at the end of the game. Man.
Oh, no more Mike Bray.
You know you got lucky.
Man.
And Kentucky's not number one by a wide margin because you can make cases Duke, Carolina, and Kansas are all right
Kentucky's
there with
probably
them.
one.
But it's not a wide margin. It's not like this big gap. Like
Would
he's
say
thinking it is.
Carolina's probably 2, right? Would you say Carolina's 2?
You
Maybe
talking about
Duke?
behind Kentucky?
Yeah.
But chat, what do you think about
I
like
mean,
all these?
it's very close. I mean,
But yeah, chat, what do you think? Would you like to see all of these games that we mentioned come back on an annual basis in the world of college basketball or be on an annual basis? I think that'd be neat.
I mean, we should have just Gonzaga, Arizona State in the non-conference.
Yeah. Or
Gonzaga,
As long
St.
as
Mary's.
Mark Few and Randy Bennett are at each program, then we need that game.
Oh yeah.
I don't care that it's not a rivalry.
Gonzaga,
we need
St.
to do
Mary's.
Yeah.
I know
love
Randy
it.
Bennett just left, but St. Mary's Gonzaga is a tradition. At least play once a year, and it could be at a neutral site. They can go play in Vegas, and Vegas can get their money for the week.
It's not the same as
And Jeffrey,
Moraga.
you could stream.
I miss that. It's just not the same.
How about like just kind of
Can we
like
please preview the championship game?
oh, absolutely. Are we ready for some UConn, Michigan? Oh man.
The
we
exact
go.
title game that I said, UConn, Michigan. I'm shocked that I got both games right because March Madness is always so unpredictable. But I picked UConn, Michigan to beer. So now originally I had Michigan Duke in my original bracket, so I was not right from the beginning. But when we did the Final Four predictions, I picked Michigan UConn. So
Man, like Michigan's 7.5. Like it's nothing against the line, but it's just I don't know.
I mean, Michigan's the first team in college basketball history in the NCAA tournament to have 90 points every game. So I mean, it's
Jeffrey. I feel bad for you because this is the worst case scenario. Because you done said you don't want Dan Hurley to win another one.
No, and then Dusty would just be painful. I mean, that'd be like Kelvin Sampson winning. Either Kelvin or Dusty is painful, but whatever.
Dusty
I mean, Indiana
would be
did it
worse.
themselves, but still.
Oh man, our guy Jeffrey's just kind of going. It's fine.
I mean, I think
it's not.
I'm just worried about Michigan's size for UConn.
I mean, Reed is going to have a big game. He's definitely not getting 27 rebounds.
1 hour earlier. Ah! Man.
Here's the thing. Can Braylon Mullins do it again? Can he have one more game in him? Because he's been the hero of the last 2. Does he have another one in him? Does Alex Caravan have one more in him? If those 2 guys play like they've been playing, UConn can win this game. I think they can do it. But if those 2 don't show up, it's going to be a long, long evening for the Huskies.
Certainly. I believe that. I believe UConn.
Hey, I retract a little bit on Notre Dame. I've looked at this list before, and I literally forgot. Notre Dame is definitely top 20. My
Oh,
bad.
that's
Notre Dame is 8th all time in wins. So yes,
Mhm.
they are
they're
definitely
above St.
they
John.
are top 20. You could argue top 15 or top 10 actually. My bad.
I would
So
say top 15
top
only
15
because
just because of
we've only made one Final Four, so
yeah.
Damn,
The
Purdue.
postseason success is what's hurting, but the all-time wins is good. Because I mean, like
Yeah.
Indiana's only at 11, and Purdue fans are like, "Well, we've passed you in wins." Well, you got 0, so who cares? Again, 0.
Man.
You're not a blue blood if you got 0, dude. I don't make the rules. Like I don't. If Indiana had 0 now, like I'm not arguing for Indiana football to be a blue blood over here. They ain't. Indiana basketball is a blue blood because they've done what you can't do, Purdue. And I know that you won some stupid title in like 1920 or some crap, but that doesn't count either. So who cares? I mean, it's like
No
Purdue,
doubt.
you got more wins than Indiana, but you're not a blue blood. Like Notre Dame, if they had a couple titles, then they would be
Like
in
if
that
Magic Johnson didn't play that well
Yeah.
in 1979, Notre Dame probably would have won the championship that year. But
Ralph, you know who's number 1. You don't even have to see it. I'm not, come on, man. Like, wow.
It's
Oh,
Kentucky.
we're so shocked here. I'm just kidding, Ralph.
See,
You
here's the
had to
thing.
have known that answer.
Oh man.
You're just
Adolph
see, Ralph,
Rupp.
you're just inflating Darrell's ego here. We don't need that.
Temple being number 6. That's what's always gonna be like.
Don
Wow.
Well, I
Chaney,
mean,
man.
Temple is definitely, as the years go by, is going to fall. I mean, it's going to take a long time because
They're
they do
like
have a gap,
Pittsburgh.
but
Oh man, I swear they're like Pittsburgh football, where it's like they got a hell of a history with Dan Marino, and
Mhm.
they got that
Tony
1970.
Dorsett.
Oh man, and where they had some good days in the Penn State rivalry, but
Mhm.
man,
Ooh,
that's where
just thought of something.
like all-time wins, that's where Louisville's hurting because at all-time wins, Louisville's only at 31.
oh shit, Alabama's
Because-
ahead of Louisville. Oh my god.
I mean, I'm sure
Well,
they're probably
Jackson-
taking into account the vacated stuff,
well,
which
yeah,
would push Louisville ahead, but still, like Louisville, that's why I'm saying like blue
Yeah,
bloods.
that's-
There's a lot that goes into it. It's natties, it's Final Four appearances, it's all-time wins. There's a lot of categories here because
Well,
again, if you're going off all-time wins,
Indiana
Louisville's
would be
far
top
down,
10.
but they got the natties and they've got a lot more relevance than like Louisville today is a lot more relevant of a program than Oregon State.
oh yeah.
But Oregon State's ahead of them in all-time
Well,
wins. I'd put
There
Louisville.
is there a way like I hope the NCAA will do this at some point. I mean, I know it's not going to happen in this decade, but I would like to see this in our lifetime where it's like, if you've not committed any violations for 10 years or more, you get your wins back. You get your national title back. I want to see
Yes.
that. For Louisville.
It should not be that hard to not commit violations for 10 years, but I mean, it probably is harder when the NCAA used to actually like do that. Now that it's the NIL era, like stuff's just happening, dude. So like, if you have an allegation in this era, there's something wrong.
I mean, like me personally, it's like I'm not taking wins away just from a team for like some coach bringing hookers over. I mean, it's like, I mean, if you're a 20-year-old, you definitely want to see some.
Okay.
hookers.
Reel you back in, Jackson. Let's talk about the national title game. We don't need to talk about the hookers because you'll get Caden going. Back to the title game. Let's talk about Michigan.
Oh, here
Let's
we
talk
go.
about Michigan.
But like UConn and Michigan, though, it's like, oh man, yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
Austin
Colin.
just doesn't want to talk about Louisville stuff.
Hey, listen here.
Hey,
Well,
I mean, they
I
had a
know
good
if I
time for a
do-
long time at 2:00 in the morning, but
Here's the thing. Do that, then I'll never get invited back. So I'm gonna keep hush hush. That's another time for another day. Let's get to Michigan.
but yeah, you know,
Just joking.
but yeah, to your earlier question about UConn, I think they could get it done. Honestly,
They can.
Michigan's gonna have to play bad, kind of like Arizona today, though. I mean,
UConn's going to have to
case
shoot
of-
very well.
Yeah, it's a case of Michigan's gonna have to play bad, and Arizona's gonna Arizona. UConn cannot be Arizona. UConn has to actually play good. I mean, I totally. That's what I told Austin the other night when he was talking about like, hey, UConn barely got by Duke. That's why I'm going to Illinois. That's fair. I mean, UConn should not have been here. They should have lost. Duke should have won, and Duke
blew it.
Think would have beat Illinois? I can't say they would have, but then my bracket would have been insanely correct. I would have had Duke, Michigan, and the Natty. Again, Duke blew it though. Dude hit a crazy shot. But like Moose said, there's a lot of factors here. UConn, like again,
UConn's going to have to shoot the three very well.
How can they rebound? I mean, like how are they going to rebound? I know Reed's a good rebounder, but how are they going to rebound?
See, here's the thing with UConn. I think that gives them a slight advantage over Arizona.
I just think Dan Hurley's going to come up with a strategy to make it competitive.
I was about to say, like you noticed when they played St. John's earlier this year, he had like this box and one kind of thing where he was able to gain rebound. Like he comes up with those things against teams he knows they can't out rebound. I feel like he's saved that for a case of like Michigan. I feel like Lindenborg has got a target on him now because if he is not obviously he's not going to be healthy. So UConn's going to try to bully him, meaning they're going to be like, okay, let's see if we can get him and let's see how much he can really hold up because then they have to sacrifice someone on the back end and that's going to give shooters open. And if they can knock down shots, UConn can win this game. I think that's going to be the key. Can Dan Hurley draw up enough offensive sets, get Lindenborg in pick and roll situations, make him use his knee and kind of just to see his mobility. And if he's out there and he's just like barely able to move, UConn's going to have a field day. I do think that's going to work to their advantage. And if he can't get rebounds and they're able to box him out and do those things, UConn can most certainly take a win. That's the thing. Michigan, they just got to hope and pray that he is not he can do just enough and not be have a bullet on him, so to speak, that he could just blend in with everybody.
Michigan though is even if Landenborg is not 100%, I mean they've got other players. You know, I'm not trying to. I mean, I'm not saying UConn doesn't have a shot. I'm saying that Michigan's got a lot of good players. I mean, Morris Johnson's playing good. Mara was incredible today. Again, Michigan could be off. Anything can happen. They could be off. They could play like Arizona. They could miss everything. But, I mean, I don't think it's all okay. I mean, Lindenborg came back in and played. You know, he was not
they gave him the morphine.
But he played all right. I mean, I think those doctors are going to have him ready for Monday. I feel like UConn, I watched a couple minutes in the early part of the first half. I didn't see hardly any of the game, but I saw the early part around the 10-minute mark, and UConn had not scored for 4 minutes. If there's a stretch like that in this Michigan game, they're not in good shape. You cannot have that. UConn, remember they were up I saw that they were up 21, or they were up 18-9 or 21-13 or something like that, and then Illinois took the lead in the first half. UConn just was doing absolutely nothing. The only reason UConn won the game was because they hit 12 threes and Illinois hit 6. Both teams shot horribly from the field. UConn and Illinois did not really play a sterling game of any kind. It's just UConn hit more threes.
I mean, let me ask you all this, and this is a general question. Is there one thing that you think UConn does better than Michigan that they could use to their advantage? Because that's what we're kind of getting at here. Do you think there's one thing they do better that they need to hone in on?
They could they may not be able to beat them physically, but they could probably outsmart them.
I mean, the only thing they've got is that Dan Hurley. They've got Dan Hurley, and UConn has been shooting the 3-ball better. No. But, I mean, Michigan doesn't really need the 3. You know, it's not substantially. Because I think in this game, Michigan hit 12 threes as well. My bad. So they shot just as good from 3. I think lately UConn's been shooting better because UConn's been shooting really well. So I would think UConn's shooting better. But I mean, I'm trying to find things that they're better at. I mean,
You
Yeah,
think
Dan Hurley.
Michigan?
I mean, I think Dan Hurley having the experience, and some of the guys have experience. Being far in the tournament, maybe, but there's not really a lot.
Yeah. This Michigan would definitely be the best team since Baylor.
Man.
That Baylor team was really good.
I mean, do you think this is as lopsided as is what?
There's a reason the
like
spread is what it is. I mean, there's a reason. I mean, if UConn wins, it would be a sizable upset. I mean, the spread for this game was like 2 or 1. I mean, this was supposed to be a thriller, and it was trash. UConn is going to have to play a very, very good game.
I mean, no one gave UConn a chance in '99 against Duke, so
it's not impossible. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, like it feels like Michigan, Washington. Like Washington could have beat Michigan, but they would have needed like everything that went wrong in that game to go right, and Michigan to like turn it over. I don't know if that's a fair comparison or not, but yeah, I'm talking about the football game.
That's
Michigan
fair.
Washington football national championship. This kind of feels like that. Like Michigan is just head and shoulders above the other team. I think UConn is a really, really good team, but they shouldn't have even been here. Again, it's credit to them that they are, but Michigan hasn't been pushed either. That's the thing. I mean, like Alabama pushed them the hardest. If UConn catches them by surprise, and like gets an early lead, and then Michigan's having to like claw back and they're like panicking, maybe. But
I mean, I feel like that's what it's going to have to be, because, like you said, Jeffrey, like UConn's been tested all year long. I mean, they lost to Marquette, right? And everyone left them for dead. They got blown out by St. John's in the Big East championship game, and it's just like, as you said, Michigan really hasn't been pushed yet. I mean, yeah, they lost to Purdue in the Big Ten championship game, but as you always say, Jeffrey, how hard were they really trying to win that? Or were they just like, here, Purdue, we're more worried about the tournament coming up here, take it. We don't want it. And like you said, Alabama's
Michigan did not try in Michigan did not try in the Big Ten tournament.
No.
And
like
Arizona did try in their tournament.
And like you said, Bama's probably been the best team that they've that's actually pushed them. And even then, you can make a comparison that Michigan was just messing around with them, letting them think they could hang in.
Alabama played really good. I don't think that was a case of playing around. I think Alabama was on a heater. I mean, they were hitting shots, and then they stopped hitting shots. Like Alabama had like 9 threes at half. I mean, they were on pace to hit the 19 that they hit against Texas Tech. And I said literally that was the only way Alabama was going to beat Michigan, is if they hit like 15 plus 3. And in the second half, they went completely cold. So I don't think Michigan was playing with them at all. No, Alabama legitimately was hitting shots. And that's what we're talking about with UConn. UConn is going to have to make shots, a lot of them. And that's why they can win. It's basketball. This isn't a game. This isn't a game in the trenches. It's not like Michigan. Like Michigan in the trenches that year that they beat Washington had a major advantage on both lines of scrimmage. That's not the case here. This is basketball. Michigan could suck. They could miss all their free throws. They could just play like crap. They get in foul trouble. There's a lot more. Basketball is a lot more leeway with results. The results can be skewed a lot further. I mean, Lindeborg could just be not 100% at all, and he struggled. Mara could pick up fouls, and then suddenly, like UConn, they can handle Morez Johnson. That's okay. That's what I'm saying. Stuff can happen. We don't know. UConn can hit 15 threes. That's why, like, I already made my pick with my bracket. I mean, if you guys know my bracket, you already know who I picked anyway. But it's like, I'm just saying that, like, I'm not ever going to be the guy that's going to be like, okay, UConn is 0 shot. That's stupid. That is a stupid thing to say, even if you're a Michigan fan. Because, yes, they have a shot. Yes, they can win the game. But they're not favored, and I put their odds at like 20%. They have a shot. They could win. But
all right, can we wrap it up, boys? I got to go to bed.
Absolutely. So we've got final predictions. I'll go first and say that I've got Connecticut winning 71-69.
I'll say 90 to 84 Michigan.
I don't remember my score from the other night when I was live with Austin, but I got Michigan winning. And I think it was by like 8. So I don't remember what the score was.
Austin, what's your prediction for this one?
Okay. My heart wants me to pick UConn because I don't want Michigan to win because
Go with
they
your
took
head,
the Florida
not with your
route.
heart.
But my head is saying Michigan. But you know what? I'm going to be that guy. Jeffrey, Jackson, Will, not so fast, my friend. Give me UConn. You know what? Go Huskies. Oof, oof. Dan Hurley and the Huskies get it done. The underdogs.
You're like the most you're the most enthusiastic non-UConn fan that I've heard probably ever right now. Because nobody's rooting for that guy either.
Here's the thing: Dan Hurley's better than Michigan in my
Where they
opinion.
booed Dan Hurley in his after the game Tracy Wolfson interviewed him, and like people were booing him, man. People weren't over the headbutt; they were booing him.
But
He's
I'll
a character,
go UConn.
I will say.
I'll go UConn 64-61. I think we're in for a low-scoring game because I think that's what UConn's going to need to do if they want to win this. So go Huskies on Monday night.
Well, all righty. That wraps up the Final Four postgame and the national title breakdown. All right, here from yours truly, Jackson Johnson, Will and D at Will and D Irish on YouTube, and Jeffrey at Only Talk Sports. And before we sign off for the night, we're gonna go Austin first. We're gonna go with Jeffrey. Well, I mean, we'll go with myself. We'll go with Jeffrey, then Will, to tell everybody where they can find us. Austin, what magic have you got cooking this week? After Easter, of course.
So you provide
or Easter plans. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Obviously this week, we got National Title Week. We've got, the NBA is obviously on, so I just be on the YouTube algorithm, going around visiting people. Of course, the NBA playoffs is coming up around the corner. I'll be doing predictions for that, of course. The Nuggets got a big, big, big win today over the Spurs. Happy about that. Not looking forward to playing them in the 7-game series, but that's probably what we're going to need to do if we want to go to the finals. But that's what I'll be doing, Jackson.
All right, man. And also give Austin a follow on @/Twitter, where he's got some top takes in the world of the sports world, and he's got some also pretty good life takes as well. Give him a follow at AustinW17X41. And of course, you can check me out on Jackson Johnson 979 on YouTube, where I'm now 269 subs away from that magic number 1,000. I will get back to posting some more content on there. I let my work schedule get a little busy from time to time, but I will get back on there, I promise you. But you can also check me out on Jats VOCFB on @/Twitter and on Instagram and Threads at JacksonJohnson543908, where I've got some magic coming the way on Alabama with the Voice of College Football, SEC at the Voice of College Football with a loaded lineup on SEC Live, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and once or twice a week appearances on Locked On West Virginia with Mountaineer Paul, as I join him to discuss the Mountaineers, your team, every day. And Jeffrey is always cooking some magic with me on Alabama with the Voice of College Football, of course, Mondays, Thursdays, but also, what else have you got going on this week, good buddy?
Definitely. I don't know if I'll stream the game. I might, we'll see. It depends on my schedule. But if I'm able to stream on Monday night, I might try to stream the national championship game, but we'll see. But if I don't do that, I'm sure I'll be live again soon, whether with you guys or, with myself to talk about the portal. There's a lot of stuff we got to talk about, portal, coaching carousel. Definitely when Carolina finally gets the situation going down there, I definitely will be talking about that. But definitely stay tuned for all of that. If you definitely enjoy watching this show, so definitely subscribe to Only Talk Sports. Also subscribe to Will and D's channel, your channel as well, Jackson, and Sports Talk with Austin. because, again, they're going to have a lot of stuff coming up too. But, yeah, like Jackson said, also Alabama, the voice of college football. You can catch me on Monday and on Thursday. I missed this past Thursday. I was going to try to make it, but, man, I just couldn't happen. Well, you'll see me next
If I had known you were really tired, I'd just be like, just let me know when to reschedule for this week. There you go.
It's
That
tough,
might have
man.
been part of my
Sometimes, but
fault.
I appreciate that.
But here we
But it's
go.
okay.
Well, what magic have you got cooking?
All right, before I say anything about that, Caden, it's not Jackson's fault to find when you're on the Paul Feinbaum show, man. You gotta find it yourself when you're on the Paul Feinbaum show. And
Jackson's not your babysitter.
all you gotta
and-
do is videotape yourself calling the Feinbaum show, and you're good, Caden.
and yeah, check me out on Will ND. Maybe we'll do another stream soon. Probably Monday. Monday night we'll probably do something.
Sounds good,
recap.
man.
Yeah.
So we'll be chilling out, watching a little Michigan UConn,
Mhm.
and getting some things rocking and rolling. But before that, we got Easter Sunday to celebrate with our families, as all of you do. And we want to wish you all a happy Easter, since it's 1:00 a.m. Eastern time for some of y'all, and it's already midnight for some
Happy
of y'all
Easter,
in the
everybody.
Central Time.
Easter.
But it's not midnight yet in the Pacific time for some of you cats that are viewing in the Pacific time, but that's
We're in
okay.
the Mountain
There.
Time Zone.
Oh, yeah, the Mountain Time Zone, 11 p.m. So we want to wish all of you, a happy Easter to you and all your family.
Happy
already.
Easter.
Happy Easter, everyone. Thank you.
And like, comment,
Extra
subscribe.
money
click on
rabbit
the-
for us.
There you go, man. Now, with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell to each the channel
Name it
so you never miss
Jackson.
a video whatsoever. And we'll be seeing y'all soon. Good night, everybody.